What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. Now to start off my book reviews for 2021, I'm going to be doing something just a tad bit different. I'm not going to be reviewing something from comic books or from Star Wars or Indiana Jones, but those reviews are coming. Today I'm going to be reviewing a book that's a little bit more personal to me. It's actually one of my all-time favorite novels. Today I'll be reviewing The Loch by New York Times best-selling author Steve Alten. So The Loch was published in 2005 by Tsunami Books. And yes, as you can gather, it's about the mysterious Loch Ness monster. Now, author Steve Alten is also famous for another series of books about another giant marine animal, the Carcharodon megalodon shark from Meg. Now, there was a film that came out just a few years ago called The Meg, starring Jason Statham. Well, that film is actually based off this book. Now before we get started, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm going to be keeping this review as spoiler-free as possible. Now, I read this book several years ago, but I've been wanting to review it ever since I started my YouTube channel recently, so I decided to do a reread. Well, when I first read this book, I thought this was definitely A+ material and thought that everybody in the world should be reading this book. Are my feelings still the same? Well, let's find out. After a catastrophic deep-sea mission in the Sargasso Sea, Scottish-born marine biologist Zachary Wallace is blamed for the incident, causing him to lose his job, his reputation, his fiancée, and not only that, he develops a fear of the water as well as a series of night terrors after he nearly drowned during the Sargasso incident. Zachary is eventually requested to travel back to his home in Scotland by Loch Ness, after he learns that his father, Angus Wallace, is about to face trial for a murder he allegedly committed by Loch Ness. Zachary is hesitant to return due to his unpleasant history with his father, but eventually agrees. During the trial, his father claims that he is innocent, and much to Zachary's as well as everyone else's surprise, he testifies that it was actually the Loch Ness monster that is responsible, and he requested his son Zachary's presence to prove him innocent by proving the existence of the monster. As the story progresses, Zachary begins to relive certain childhood traumatic memories, as he remembers another near-death incident where he almost drowned in Loch Ness when he was just a young boy. But apparently, there is more to Zachary's history than he realizes, and despite originally wanting nothing to do with the monster, he sets out to solve the mystery of not only his long-forgotten memories, but the mystery behind a recent series of deaths that took place on Loch Ness, as well as the mystery behind its famous monster. I thought this book was very good. I used to refer to this as my favorite book, and even after a recent reread, I still feel the same way. And if you're a fan of giant sharks, dinosaurs, sea monsters, or cryptids, then I feel like you would be the target audience for this novel. Now, when I first read this book around 7 years ago, I was beyond excited for it because of my own personal fondness for the Loch Ness legend. After a second read-through, I will say that some of my feelings toward this novel have changed, but not much. I will, though, start with what I liked about this book. I thought author Steve Alten's writing was very well done. This book features a variety of genres such as sci-fi, mystery, thriller, courtroom drama, adventure, history, etc. And I thought Alten did a pretty decent job of blending all of them together. I thought the plot was very suspenseful and the quest to solve the mystery behind the monster compelling. Even after both read-throughs, I still felt engaged with the story, even through the slower chapters. I thought Alten's decision to make his main protagonist hydrophobic was intriguing, because it sets the stakes very high for Zachary Wallace as he is forced to encounter one nightmare to end another nightmare. Now, as mentioned earlier, there are some feelings toward this book that have changed for me, but not much. One of the things I noticed during my second read-through is that there's less monster action than I remembered. Sure, there's a heavy implication that Nessie is lurking about on occasion, but it's not until much later in the book that we get a lot more Nessie moments, as the first half mostly covers the Sargasso incident, the trial of Angus Wallace, as well as Zachary Wallace's not always so pleasant interactions with the book's supporting characters. Now, I will say that there is a bit of cheesiness here and there, which isn't too surprising for a book about the Loch Ness Monster, I suppose, but I didn't think it was overdone. Some of that cheesiness did come off in the book's ending, and for me, I think it possibly could have been better if done a little differently. However, the ending did do a good job of tying together all loose ends, so I will say that it's still a pretty satisfying ending overall. Now, even after reading it a second time through, do I still recommend The Loch by Steve Alten? Of course I do. The book is still enjoyable and constructed very well, save for a few chapters and some cheesiness here and there, as well as the limited Nessie moments. If you asked me a year ago, I would have said that everyone should read this book. But after rereading it, while I feel like it can be enjoyed by everyone, I feel like this book would be more enjoyable to those that are fans of cryptids like Bigfoot, UFOs, and such, just like myself. I give The Loch by Steve Alten a B. Thank you all so much for everything. I hope that you enjoyed this review. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you'd like to stay updated with more of my content. Now, just to let you guys know, for the remaining 2 weeks of February, I have several book hauls coming out, and those book hauls will be featuring 007, Indiana Jones, Star Wars novelizations, and more. So be sure to keep an eye out for those. Guys, thank you all so very much, and have a great day.